All right, thank you guys for coming in and joining me on this video. So the next thing that I want to talk about, we're calling it the whys of behavior. So why does my kid cry? Why is he screaming? Why did my friend do this? Why did my mom do that? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So in the field of behavior analysis, we refer to these as the functions of behavior. So what are the purposes to the behavior? Again, the whys for them, why are they occurring? The really cool thing about this, and the thing that I love about studying applied behavior analysis, is it is not just for kids with autism. All of the things that we learn, all of the tools that we get to use can be used with any living organism. So I'm talking about your pets, your cat, your dog, the whales at SeaWorld, the dolphins, your spouse. Those are always the favorite ones. All the things. So before we get started, as far as the functions of behavior, really want to look at and understand what behavior is and what I mean when I say let's look at behavior. Behavior is so much more than just the problem behaviors. So yes, crying, screaming, aggression, all of those are forms of behavior, but breathing is a form of a behavior. Waving our hands is a form of a behavior. Walking is one. All of the things that we do that we can see, that we can measure, we can count it, we can time it. All of the observable things that a living individual does is a type of a behavior. So now all of those things that we do, all of those things that our pets do, all of the cool things that can all be categorized into 4 functions, which is so incredibly cool. And it's so much fun when you really get to get into it. So we're going to go over those a little bit briefly today. So the 4 functions of behavior are 1, attention. The second one is escape. The third is access, or some people refer to it as tangible. And the fourth one is automatic, or again, some people call that one sensory, which is perfectly fine. So jumping right on into attention. Attention is a behavior that occurs as a way of interacting with or communicating with another individual. So some of these examples might include when you're raising your hand in class so that the teacher calls on you. So what was the function? What was the purpose of raising your hand? To get the teacher's attention. Making those silly faces, and I did that because of the purpose to get the peers to laugh. Maybe pinching somebody so that they'll tell you to stop. That's one of those types of, there are different types of attention. So that's kind of an example right there of negative attention. One of my kiddos that thrives on that. He does all the things, all of the silly things while he's brushing his teeth. And I'm tired and I'm just ready for him to go to bed so that I can go relax. And I start to make these facial expressions and I let out a sigh, and then he knows he's got me. He gets that smirk on his face. So why did he do all of those silly things? He did it for the purpose, for the function of trying to make me mad. Yay for kids, right? Um, but another example is screaming so that your brother lets out a sigh. Again, that's one of those pieces of attention. What siblings don't fight for trying to, we say that they fight to make each other mad. Well, they're looking for that reaction, that attention that their sibling gives them. So moving on to the next one, we're looking at escape. So behaviors that occur for the purpose, the function of escape. So it is behavior that occurs to get out of something or to avoid something. Now this could include a person, a stimulation. Now when I say stimulation, I'm talking about, really, if you look at all the things with the 5 senses. So when it comes to sight, maybe light is too bright. When it comes to the hearing, for me, the sound of nails on a chalkboard, I'm sure many of us understand that one, would be very aversive. I definitely want to get out of it. So those are the types of things when I say stimulation. So some more would be those tasks, some of those instructions as they're given, or maybe a setting, stuff like that. Now, when you say that someone is engaging in a behavior because they're trying to escape something, that means that there is something in the environment that is currently aversive to that individual, or maybe something that is aversive is about to happen, so they'd like to prevent it from happening or prolong it, or at least maybe lessen it. So all of those would be behaviors that are trying to escape. So let's go into some examples. So one is changing the topic so that you can avoid a question. Another very fun one, cop pulls you over. You do not want to get a ticket. You would love to avoid that. So maybe you start flirting with the cop. Why are you flirting and being so friendly and nice with him? Because you are trying to get out of it. You're trying to escape a potential ticket. Another example is screaming so that you can get out of brushing your teeth. You see this with kids all the time. If I just scream loud and long enough, mom or dad will give in and I will not have to brush my teeth. Another one is making those inappropriate comments in class so that you'll get sent to the principal's office and get out of a worksheet. I'm telling you, these kiddos, we're all so smart. You see things like this happen all the time. Another one is cleaning your room to avoid getting grounded. Now moving on to access. Access is a behavior that occurs in order to get something. Now this could include examples like toys. It could be your food, maybe your friend's phone, money, any kind of a specific activity. So why do you go to work? I go to work in order to get a paycheck. So the function of going to work is access. Why do you drive in your car? You drive in your car in order to get somewhere. So maybe I'm trying to get to the movies because I really want to go to the movies that day. And then the last one that we're going to talk about is the automatic or the sensory. Well, again, either term is fine. Now that is behavior that that is behavior that occurs because it is automatically reinforcing to do so. The consequences at this point are usually internal. So this one, it's the behavior in itself. In a sense, it just feels good. It's just naturally reinforcing. You are going to do that no matter where you are, no matter what items you have, whether you are or aren't doing an activity, you might probably still do it. Who cares who is or is in the room? It's just one of those things that it just occurs all the time. You don't need anything extra to make it, you know, a fun, essentially activity for you. So one example would be biting nails. I am guilty of this one. I am terrible with it. Hopefully I can bring this behavior down in myself. But I bite nails no matter where I am, no matter who I'm with. There are some situations, yes, where I try to do it a little bit more discreetly, but I'm still very motivated about my nails. Another one is tapping your pencil, or another one, especially in the field of autism that you hear talked a lot about, is those stereotypy behaviors. You hear a lot of those vocals where we call it scripting. You're repeating lines from a movie over and over and over again repetitively, or you might do those repetitive motor movements. So maybe the hand flapping or something else with the hands, or making just different vocal sounds. So all of those things would fall under the function. Why do they occur? Why are they happening? They're happening just because they feel good. So that would be the automatic to sensory. So those are the four functions that we looked at of why behavior occurs. So again, you've got your attention, you have your escape, you have the access, and then you have the automatic, or again, a lot of people look at it as the sensory. I know we went over those just really quickly and briefly. If you have any questions or you'd like more information on it, definitely leave me a comment, send me a message. I'd love to either get back to you personally or just follow up with another video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Help me get this out more. I'd love to be able to help as many people as possible. So give me some feedback. If you like it, like the video, share the video so others can see it. Subscribe so that you can help follow along as we get more. And then, yeah, just give me feedback. Send me messages if you have any other questions. Thank you. Have a great rest of the day.